workshop, the motivation workshop comes from the fact that we're seeing tremendous advancements in various domains within robotics using machine learning. So from manipulation to autonomous vehicles to drones. But we still see a lot of really significant practical and technical challenges when we deploy these systems out in the wild. So here's an example of an autonomous vehicle that's driving down a highway at evening time. And what's interesting is the output of the perception system. So if you look closely, it's actually looking at the moon, which is low down in the sky, interpreting it as a yellow traffic light, and that's causing the car to try to brake. So I see this as a failure of generalization. The system was trained on huge amounts of data, but it's failing to generalize to this new environment. And we see this challenge not just for in the context of autonomous vehicles, but many other robotic systems as well that are deployed out in the wild that need to deal with distribution shifts. So the goal for this workshop is to try to think about how we can build more reliable systems that we can confidently deploy in real-world environments. I guess the robotics community and the broader machine learning community have approached this problem of auto-distribution generalization in many different ways. So for example, techniques based on runtime monitoring, so detecting when there's been a distribution shift, predicting when such distribution shifts might lead to failure. Zero-shot generalization, including techniques based on distribution robustness, causal inference, state abstractions. Some of these techniques we'll hear about in the talks today. And also techniques for few-shot adaptation, so rapidly adapting to distribution shifts via continual learning or domain adaptation. So the goals for today are to bridge some of these gaps that we see between different communities, but also between different sub-communities within robot learning. So our invited speakers and panelists come from a pretty diverse range of technical backgrounds, both within academia and also industry. And the second goal is to try to build towards a more comprehensive perspective on this problem of auto-distribution generalization in robotics. So the submissions we received in the workshop kind of reflect this diversity of viewpoints. So we have papers from continual learning, domain generalization, uncertainty quantification, data augmentation, and also applications in human-robot interaction and multi-agent systems. So we have a number of papers, and we're really excited to see these contributions today. So here's the agenda. So we'll start off with our first session of invited speakers. So Chelsea Finn from Stanford and Drago Angela from Waymo will start us off. We'll then move to the lightning paper talks. So these are the contributed papers, and then move to the poster session, which will be in Muse 1. We'll take a coffee break from 3:30 to 4, and then move to our second session of invited speakers. So Amy Zhang from UT Austin and Judy Hoffman from Georgia Tech. And then we'll end with a panel discussion that Rohan will moderate. And afterwards, if you're interested, I think some of the workshop organizers will be heading to the establishment grill and bar. So you're welcome to join to continue the discussion there as well. So a couple of housekeeping items. So if you're interested in submitting questions for the panel, this is the link. We also have the QR code around the room. So you're welcome to submit questions throughout the day, and we'll try to incorporate them in the panel discussion. There's also a live stream for the workshop, and there'll be a recording that's later posted on YouTube. If you, I guess, haven't already, if you're presenting a poster, you can hand your poster to one of the organizers. So they're here at the front. They will hang the posters for you in the room during the lightning talk, so you won't have to worry about setting up the posters beforehand. These are the organizers. So as you can see, we have organizers from a number of different organizations. So from Princeton, from Stanford, NVIDIA, and UC Berkeley. And I want to highlight, I guess, one person in particular, which is Rohan Sinha, who's sitting right at the front. So we had a large number of organizers, as the slide shows. But Rohan was the one who organized the organizers and made sure that everyone knew what to do, that things got done, and that they got done on time. So Rohan deserves a huge amount of credit for putting everything together today. All right, so with that, we can move to our first session on invited talks. And Chelsea Finn will be starting off. And maybe as Chelsea sets up, I will introduce her.